Welcome to the AI for Career Success video overview by Kurt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. All right, today we're going to dig into some key business insights from Stripe's recent interview with Dario Amodei, the CEO of the frontier AI lab Anthropic. We're going to break down how one of the fastest growing companies in, well, history really, thinks about its business and, more importantly, what it all means for your career.
I mean, that's a pretty provocative statement from Admodei, right? He's painting this picture of just unprecedented growth. So let's get into it. How does this new kind of business actually tick?
So here's what we've got on tap. We'll look at Anthropic's insane growth, we'll try to decode its business model, see where AI is actually making a difference today, peek into their future strategy, and then, wrap it all up with the big picture for you.
All right, first up, let's just try to get our heads around the sheer speed and scale of Anthropic's journey. We're talking about exponential curves literally coming to life.
Get this, the company has just blasted past $4 billion in annual recurring revenue. That's ARR. And just to put that into perspective, for a company this young to hit a number like that, there's almost no precedent for it. It's just staggering.
Okay, but here's where it gets really wild. Look at this timeline. They went from zero revenue, at the start of 2023 to over $4 billion just about 18 months later. I mean, that's a growth curve that just shatters the history books. Amodei even said that when he first told investors he thought they could hit $100 million in the first year, they basically thought he was nuts. Well, he proved them wrong, and then he just kept doing it.
So that begs the question, right? How on earth does a business that spends billions of dollars training these giant AI models make any financial sense? Let's decode their business engine. You'll see they've basically reinvented the P&L statement. So Admodei offers this totally fresh way of looking at their finances. If you look at a traditional P&L, a profit and loss statement, it looks like they're just hemorrhaging cash on R&D. But here's the trick. What if you treat each individual AI model as its own little mini company? Suddenly the picture totally flips. Each model is actually super profitable and pays back its own training cost pretty darn quickly. And the best way to think about this, and he uses this analogy himself, is to compare it to drug development. You spend a fortune on R&D, but that's for the next blockbuster drug. All the while, the drugs you already have on the market, they're the ones generating massive revenue and funding that next big breakthrough. It's the same idea here.
Okay, so we get the business model, but where is all this money actually coming from? Who's paying for all this AI horsepower? Well, right now, the #1 fastest adopting sector is coding. And it makes sense, right? Developers are natural early adopters. They're technically savvy, and they're really close to the people who are actually building the AI. They get it, so they use it. But look, customer service and pharma, they're not far behind at all.
And this is the really critical takeaway here. What we're seeing in the world of software development, that's not just some niche trend for coders. Amodei sees it as a preview, a premonition really. It's a warning shot for the kind of exponential disruption that's coming for basically every other industry out there.
All right, so if you're in a field that's moving this fast, where the ground beneath your feet is shifting every few months, how do you possibly build products that last? And maybe even harder, how do you keep your best people from jumping ship?
Well, Amodei's team has this interesting philosophy they call being AGI-pilled. Now, what that means is they don't just build products that solve today's problems or work around today's AI limitations. No, they design things that actually anticipate and work with the much more powerful AI of tomorrow. It's all about making sure their products don't become obsolete in 6 months.
And then there's the talent war. We've all heard the stories, right? Compensation packages hitting these absolutely astronomical levels. Attracting and keeping the world's best AI researchers has become one of the single biggest challenges in the entire industry.
So how does Anthropic hang on to their talent? Well, it's not just about throwing money at people. They've worked really hard to build a reputation for having a strong, consistent mission. They've created a culture of trust, and they've given their employees a genuine belief in the long-term value of the company's equity. And the result? They've got one of the highest retention rates in the whole field.
Okay, so for our final section, let's zoom all the way out. What does all of this really mean for our future, for our careers, for society?
Amodei isn't just building another tech company. He has this vision of a future where we have what he calls a country of geniuses in the data center, just immense cognitive power, available on demand for anyone. And that is the potential to change literally everything, from our economy to how we do science.
And that right there brings us to the ultimate question for your career success. If we're building a world where nearly unlimited intelligence is just a utility,
kind of like electricity. What will your job be? What's your unique contribution going to be? How are you going to create value? That's really the big challenge, but also the incredible opportunity that's right in front of us.
Thank you for joining this AI for Career Success video overview. This is where we teach you AI and help you get smarter than your competition. To stay ahead of the curve, make sure you subscribe to the AI for Career Success YouTube channel. And hey, if you got something out of this, please like, comment, and share this video. It really helps us reach a wider audience.